Business, one's work or employment.
Could you use it in a sentence, please?
Business, I'm in the insurance business.
the word, please?
No.
Could you repeat the word, please?
The word is business.
Business. Business.
Wrong.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. A test of wit and wordlery, the ancient sport of kings and queens. To make it on the spelling bee scene, you've got to be the cream. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Daniel's dream goes up in smoke. He had his chance, but then he choked. And this, my friends, is not a joke. It's a friggin' tragedy. Spelling bee.
That is right. The Spelling Bee. The annual Script Spelling Bee. Champion is crowned this week. That was such a great skit. That was from SNL. Actually, and I'm a big advocate of how bad they've gotten, but that was a great skit. They had done that a couple of years ago. That was Will Forte spelling business. He just kept going on with different letters. It was very funny. And then that was Jack Black singing Spelling Bee. So funny. That was one of their better skits in the last 100 years. But anyway, yes, welcome to the Steve Square Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K, of course, coming to you live in this undisclosed space. I feel like a hostage. This is like day 462, and they won't let me say where I am. I have to just keep doing shows from here until there's a swap made. We're talking right now to Europe and to the Far East and to the Hawaiian Islands to see if there can be an exchange made and I can get back to the studio and to the United States and continue doing my shows the way you enjoy them with Steve and Tony and Sally and whoever. But right now, no matter what has happened to me personally, no matter that I've been taken against my will, I still always want to bring you some kind of entertainment. And of course, I got to bring you entertainment with a little light. How can I forget my light, my ring light? This is unacceptable. I would never do a show without the proper lighting. So let's get some proper lighting, shall we? I like a cool light. There it is. And I'll take it down a notch. Beautiful. I got a ring light. I might as well use it, right? Anyway, how y'all doing? Did you have a nice weekend? What did you do? Share with me what you did. Anything fun? Now, I took a big chance at the high school dance. No, that was using a line from Aerosmith. I took a big chance in playing that little bit for you because, as you know, the Facebook guards are always on duty, and they are looking for someone like me who is pilfering their material, their content for my own ill-gotten gains, as it will. So let's hope, not unlike the taxes of Al Capone, will get away with it for some time. But again, we all get caught at the end of the day. So anyway, weekend was pretty nice. We had another pretty nice weather weekend. It got a little cloudy here and there, a little chilly. It really wasn't a beach weekend. You know what it was? It was a Home Depot buy wood weekend. I am a big advocate of Long Island because you know why I enjoy Long Island? There is no mystery. You can always count on the status quo of what Long Islanders do. The first warm day, every Long Islander goes out and gets their flip-flops on, right? The first warm day, they wear their dumpy long shorts, and they go at it. And they won't put on shoes until probably mid-September to close to Halloween is when you'll first start seeing people put shoes back on. What else? So it's Saturday. It's kind of a cloudy day, so of course it's not a beach day. So I go in. Me and my dad are working on the Forever Endless deck. We've been working on that now for this is, I believe, year 6 of a 10-year project. We like to go very slow and methodical. So we need a piece of wood, and unfortunately 7-Eleven doesn't have any wood, so I have to go to Home Depot with the rest of Long Island because Saturday it's hobby day, right? Men, women, everybody's buying wood to build. I mean, you would think that there was endless land, like this was Little House on the Prairie, and people could just start building homes with endless wood. The wood that people were buying, I mean, doesn't anybody live in a home? It seemed like people were building enormous structures. I just went in for one piece of wood. We were fixing the deck. So I go in and I get my one piece of wood, and of course I have to wait on a line that goes to the back of the store because there's wagon full of people with wood and their children. Kids in the wagon, and I'm holding this big piece of wood. It was an 8-foot piece, so it's long, right? And I'm holding it, and I turn, and I almost took out a father and son. Luckily, I just missed them because I was turning with my giant piece of wood, deck wood. That would have took out both of them right away. But I went to self-checkout, took my wood, and continued on with my day. Nothing ever is a fast thing on Long Island. You might be going to a store 10 minutes away, but the way traffic lights and traffic and everything is situated, a 10-minute drive is an hour just to go to the corner store to get something. So everything is a quest, if you will. I feel like everything on Long Island is a quest. It's not you're not just going to take an errand. It's not an errand. Errands are something you do quick, right? I gotta go do an errand. It's more of a quest on Long Island. That's why I call it Quest Island. It's gonna be my new reality show, Quest Island. Anyway, so that was kind of what I did over the weekend. It was good. Hey, wait, what happened here? Why? I feel like it's dark. It's nice outside. Do you feel like it's? I don't know. So we'll get into the spelling bee a little bit, and I'm liking this little word puzzle we did. From we had this little word puzzle, and I'm working on it. Last week I asked you a couple. Why don't you guys? I'll give you a couple to chew on during the show. The first one's a gimme, but why not? I like to always say you need a warm up to get the brain going, right? I always warm up my brain in the morning, right? Unfortunately, I do it with an outlet and 2 electric prongers. But one across is the blank Burnett Show. The blank Burnett Show. Very easy. I'll even tell you how many letters. We're talking about 5 letters, speaking of how to spell correctly. This show is all about spelling, right? Because the 2023 National Spelling Bee champion was crowned. His name was Dev Shaw, He's from Florida. And, I wanted to see if somebody, when you win the spelling bee, if they get anything. And these kids get $50,000. I should start doing this. There's a movie you should watch. It's called Bad Words with Jason Bateman. Hysterical. And what he does is, as an adult, he finds a loophole and enters a spelling bee. And there's all the kids, they're 12 to 14 years old, and Jason Bateman's like in his 40s, and he's sitting there with all the kids, and he's trying to psych them out, and he's telling them he just heard stuff about their parents, so when they go up to spell a word, they're all like messed up. It's a very funny movie. It's a little dark, because it's not necessarily Jason Bateman, it's a kind of a little bit of a dramedy. There's a story there. It's not just like a lighthearted comedy. But check it out. It's called Bad Words. That's one movie recommendation I'll give you. We'll get into some more movies later. So I gave you the Blank Burnett Show. Let me give you another one. Oh, man, these are easy. One of my favorite shows, 15 Down, 2.5 Blank. It's a show called 2.5 Blank. That's a gimme. That's oh my gosh, that's on FX. Great show. I'll give you who stars in it, even to give you a clue. John Cryer and the great Charlie Sheen. Oh, look at this one. Are they kidding? Oh my gosh. 26 Down. Grand Blank Opry. The Grand Blank Opry. If you don't know that. Now that could be spelled too as, oh my gosh, one of my favorite shows. This will be my last one I'll give you. This was a favorite show when I was a kid. They ran reruns. Blank Smart. Blank Smart. And I'll tell you who starred in it. Don Adams and the great Barbara Feldon. Not to be confused with the greater, I shouldn't say that, just as great, Barbara Eden. There was a lot of Barbaras back in the day. That was a very popular name. I don't know. Anyway, so that's a few to chew on. Blank Burnett Show, 2.5 Blank, Grand Blank Opry, and Blank Smart. So see if you can help me out and help me fill out this puzzle, and we'll do it during our show and see what we do. Anyway, I'll put that over here. Don't want to start the show without saying a little hello. Oh boy, and I got some horticulturist stories to tell you. First of all, here's my co-host for today's show, the great, the wonderful Kermit. Looking beautiful as always. Nice and green, loving this time of year, as we all should. I look outside and I planted this probably last year. It's called a daylily. It's a plant, flower plant. Now this daylily has gone through an enormous amount. It should be maybe on Dateline or something else. I'll contact some of the media outlets about this plant. Maybe they'll come down and do a story. I'll sit in one of those those high folding chairs, and they could talk to me about it, and I'll try to cry or something like that. But this daylily I planted, and it was mowed over with a lawnmower. It was over at my folks' house. I got it from my mom for Mother's Day. It was the lawn people mowed it over. Unbelievable. So this was a year ago. So I'm like, well, that's it. I'm gonna have to get another one, or whatever. I pull into their house the other day, and I pull in the driveway. I look to my right, and I see this huge yellow flower. It's the daylily, and it took a year of recovery and rehab, but I'm proud to say it's doing well. It can now have visitors, and the daylily, now it's comes up every year, as long as you don't mow it. The daylily does not like to be mowed, as most plants don't. So make sure. And there's a little advice. When you talk to if you have lawn service people that are mowing your lawn or doing things like that, let them know that's a plant. It's not weeds or something like that, because they're just mowing. They're just going. And they don't stop till they hit concrete. They're just going right through your lawn. So anyway, the winning word, I don't even know if I can pronounce this. This is the winning word for this kid, Dev Shaw. I pronounced his name right. Samophile. 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 It's an organism that creates great benefits to itself. I don't even know what that means. Samophile. So, of course, they ask the origin. It's Greek origin. P-S, silent P, as most P's should be silent. You never want to P loud. You always want to P silently. P-S-A, M and M, double M's. We like M's go together. O, P-H-I-L-E, Samophile. And then they said, you won, and he jumped up and down, busted open the champagne, he was given strippers. No, I'm just kidding. But he was very excited and handed a check for $50,000 that I'm sure his parents took and put it in their bank account. This is what's going on here. I'm uncovering the abusiveness of spelling bees, using these kids to finance your own ill-gotten gains, which, by the way, is the word of the day, ill-gotten gains. Spell that. Anyway, so I looked up some of the more common misspelled words in society, in common English language. Here are some of the more common misspelled words. Foreign. The word foreign is often misspelled. Foreign. And promise. How could you misspell promise? I mean, that's pretty easy, right? P-R-O-M-I-S-E. I was always a very good speller. I was in those school spelling bees. Another misspelled word is the word misspelled. Nobody knows how many S's are supposed P's or L's. It's always those kind of words that have, like Mississippi. There's S's, there's P's, there's I's. You don't know how many of them there are. For me, tomorrow is a tough word because of the way I always have to look at tomorrow because there are two M's, but there's two R's. And, there's a lot of R's, O's, and M's. It is about 3 letters that appear too often for a word. Way too much. I'll give you another one. This show. Awkward. Awkward is a very misspelled word. And weird. They must have taken some of my descriptions of the Steve Square show. Awkward, weird, achieve, and believe. Now, I think achieve and believe and any of those IE words often give people a little headache because we don't know the I. Remember the old saying, I before E except after C. So you always want to I before E except if it's coming after C. Then you would not. Now, one of my favorite words, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Anyway, that is the Spelling Bee segment of our show, brought to you by CELCIUS. Celsius, a proud non-sponsor of the Steve Squared Show. Hey, did you know this? You know me, a big library guy. Find your place at library. It is national. Celebrate National Library Week. You see that? So, first of all, libraries shouldn't be given a week. They should be given eternity. Because they should get the whole... I mean, who doesn't celebrate your local library? You should be in there, getting a book, reading, not texting or posting. Reading, actually reading a thing called a book. And stop worrying about who's following you and who's liking you. I don't worry about it, because nobody likes me. Not many. Not many, my friends. Anyway, congratulations are in order. The great Michael Corleone, the great, you know him, you love him, Serpico, Tony Montana, the great Al Pacino, becomes a father at the youthful young age of 83. He's a daddy. Well, not yet. His girlfriend, 29-year-old Afala, Nora Afala, she's from a wealthy family, somewhat. Rose to fame when she dated Mick Jagger. Dated a few other people, it says here. Not only Mick Jagger. Who else did she date? Mick Jagger. It only says Mick Jagger, but I think she was with somebody else. So she's, seems to have an eye for the celebrities. She says they have lots of things in common, including soup. No. They, and of course, Al Pacino, some of his greatest films, The Godfather. Serpico, like I said, Dog Day Afternoon was fantastic, sure. Scent of a Woman, hooah! Anyway. So, congratulations to Al Pacino. He'll be, I'm sure, out on the ball field, tossing the ball around with little Al, young Al. You don't know what I got! Yeah! Good for him. And he can go with his buddy, right? Bob De Niro. See, Bob did it at a young age of 79. He didn't wait till he got to his 80s. He said, you know what? I'm not going to wait till I get older. Let's do this right now. 79 is a perfect age. I'm going to have a child. Are these guys just terribly bored? Is there nothing left for them to do anymore? Is this what they want? Anyway. I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say on that topic. I don't have much to say on any topic, but definitely not on that topic. 6:52. I don't have the temperature for you. Let me see what the temperature is. Let's get you a weather temperature update. I like to give you a weather temperature update. This can't be right. It says it's 74 degrees. Did any of you over the past couple of days see this kind of haze, this malaise that befell over Long Island? And no, we weren't being gas attacked. Darn it. We weren't under attack. But the forest fires of Nova Scotia and Halifax, for those of you not familiar with the globe or the map, I like to give you a geography lesson. I'm a big, I'm a big interest in geography. I always loved seeing where places are in the world and things like that. So Nova Scotia and Halifax, they're by the Greater Banks, kind of up along, in the Atlantic, up along the coast, kind of border, Canada, Canadian area. So they're having these tremendous forest fires, and their winds, are streaming down over the east coast of the United States, and we just happen to be in the United States as New Yorkers, and of course Long Islanders. I don't know if you saw it, but I was smelling something the other day, and I was like, what is that smell? I couldn't place it. It wasn't the usual stench of Long Island. Long Island has its own distinctive stench. This was something unique to Long Island. Long Island has that kind of perfumey cologne scent that you recognize. You say, yes, I'm in Long Island. I know that smell. This was different. And it was the smoke. I knew the nose always knows, and I said there, I could see the haze, and then I look at the news and I see this is happening. So pretty remarkable, because that's a long way for that smoke to come. But they're saying it's better now. I don't know. Anyway, misspelled. 2 S's are in misspelled. Oh boy. Yeah, you see right here? Let me give you a little picture of him. There is Dev Shaw. Oh no, this is not Dev Shaw. This kid, Brian Liu, he got knocked out of the spelling bee in the semifinals. He's a Long Island student. Where is he from? Great Neck. He was actually young. He's an 11-year-old. And his word was, I can't even pronounce this, meralgia. Boy, what a tough word. It's a nerve pain that is especially acute. It's also a annoying pain because it's hard to pronounce and say. So he was knocked out. His family was very disappointed. I don't know about these spelling bees and these things. I know they fluff them on ESPN as only ESPN can make a story out of anything. Make this, everybody's got this heartwarming nonsense story. But especially last night, I was watching the Yankee game. I'm so annoyed. I'm wearing my Yankee hat. I don't like when they're on ESPN because they have the announcers, and it's. I just like to watch the game. I don't want to have this context surrounding it of these storylines, and they're drumming up cute anecdotes, and they're trying to be so witty and funny, and everything they say is wrong, and they don't know the Yankees because they're national broadcasters. I mean, Cohn was doing it, so he's there to add a little levity, but and I have a beef with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Judge makes this catch on Saturday, makes this incredible catch. He goes through the wall, literally through their fenced wall. It's like a chain fence. Piece of crap. I mean, this is $1 billion. They're one of the richest franchises, and you have it held together like it's, a chain link fence you'd buy over on Merrick Road. Okay? It's not even a good fence. And he goes through, and now he was out yesterday, and, now this will be, it's going to be a nagging thing, you know how it goes. And I'm just like, come on. Like, this is so annoying that this happened to him. And, hold on. I'm putting on my speaker in case we get a call. So, it was just, I was so irate, and I was like, they need to do a better job, and this should be waking up. And then they showed yesterday, they put some tape around, because, honestly, luckily, it opened up, because he could have got killed. They see these people are crashing into walls in the outfield. All these stadiums need to fix these walls and, start putting some cushions, padding. I don't know why these managers are not advocating for this. This is insane. These guys are crashing into walls. They're going to get killed. Anyway, that's my lone gripe on that. Hey, it's summertime, and you know what that means. It means beaches. It means fun. Summer lovin', right? John Travolta would say, summer lovin'. And, of course, the great Olivia Newton-John, who we all love. It's that time of year, right? We're getting ready for the beaches. There's just one problem. There's no lifeguards. So there's a lifeguard shortage on Long Island. We need lifeguards. We need someone to sit up there and get tan, talking to girls or guys, and not paying attention to the poor people drowning, caught in a riptide. We need someone with a whistle around their neck and a little cake on their nose. And if you're one of those people that want to save lives, or meet girls and guys, there are positions available. They say there is a pay hike. I love this. A pay hike. They have the nerve to call this a pay hike. Oh, we're getting a call. Hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought. We are going on A9. Hold on. Is that the great... Who's calling here? Say your name and speak your piece.
It's Jeff here. What's going on?
Oh, it's the... Hey, Jeff, you're only a week too late.
I have woken up from my slumber to be with you today.
Jeff is... Who was that character in that slept? Right? And I'm not talking about Rapunzel. Who was the one... Wasn't there a character in one of the fables that slept? He slept 100 years. I forget his name. It fails me now. But anyway.
No idea.
You know the story. He slept.
I do?
Well, everybody knows it. It's a child. It's an old tale. You would spin a yarn and tell the story of Rip Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle. Thank you. I know things always come in and out of my head. You know the story of Rip Van Winkle?
I've heard of the name.
Okay. Jeff is not the best. Jeff's not the best in the business for nothing. What?
I've actually read it.
Yeah, but you know the story. He's this guy that slept for 100 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I'm saying you are.
Okay, great.
No, Jeff works hard. How's the house coming?
It's on hold now.
What does that mean?
Because I have a problem with one of my windows, and the installers had to order a part.
Okay.
It's coming in for a week.
Oh my God! It's
My
always.
construction crew can't get in here until they finish the thing.
Oh, it's always a story. You know,
It's freaking weeks. I'm on hold with this renovation.
you should tell him. Now, I'll give people some context. Jeff is doing a renovation on his home. It looks gorgeous. He's got sod, he's got landscaping, he's got crews, electrical crews, men all over the place. Just hard hats everywhere. And they're doing a fabulous job. It's going to look amazing. It's going to look so good they're actually going to ask Jeff to leave that block.
Neighbor's gonna want me out.
They're going to want him out. They're like, we have a certain level and standard on this block, Mr. Zervos, and you have now broke that ceiling. Can you please get off our block? So, you don't belong on the block anymore. But that's okay. So I was just letting people know when you called in that they need lifeguards. So if you have some downtime on the weekends, you might want to think about this. I know you enjoy the beach and the ocean.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jeff wouldn't be caught dead in the water or in the air, which leaves very little left.
Yeah, tell you what, if you're drowning, I'm not coming to get you.
Did you hear that? Jeff won't come to get you. Jeff wouldn't even throw you a raft.
I'm not going to the ocean. Sorry.
Jeff doesn't like the ocean. So anyway, they have the nerve that they make a whole story about this in Newsday, that they're giving lifeguards a pay hike to entice. So they're going from, I had it here somewhere. They're going from $18 an hour, and here's the enormous hike, to $22 an hour, $4 an hour more. This is from the governor and everybody. This is ridiculous. $4 more to save a life? You have such waste of money. Honestly, the superintendents of schools, the politicians around Long Island, they're all making six figures. I wouldn't pay them $4 an hour. Because at the end of the day, they're only taken away in handcuffs anyway. And these people are saving lives, and you're nickel and diming them. Just because of their age, and because they're wearing shorts and a whistle. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You gotta give these kids and people that are lifeguards, give them some money. Open your crowbar, get a crowbar, open your budget, and pay these people, for God's sake.
No, they're too busy giving corporations tax rates. You can't do that.
What happened?
They're too busy giving corporations tax rates.
Yes, yes. Right. And then they make this as this, we're going to pay them. We're going to give them $3 more an hour. Come on. What are you going to do with that? You can't even buy a pint of strawberries with that.
Yeah, really.
It's $5 a pint of strawberries. Anyway, now you got me mad, Jeff. Now I'm angry.
Oh, Steve, you're always angry.
That's true. That is true. I told everybody when I started the show I feel like a hostage, day 496, because I've been stuck in this remote location doing shows. We'll be in the studio next week, I promise. That has been promised to me. There is a deal being in the works right now. I'm going to be exchanged for the spelling bee champion. There's going to be a hostage swipe.
Nice.
So I should be out by the end of the week. I'm very excited about that. I wrote home to my family telling them they can expect me soon. I just had to sign a letter confessing. So Jeff, you saw that movie about my father, right?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, I thought I lost you. Did you take a nap right then? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I fell asleep.
All right, good. Wait, let me raise the volume. Let me get you up a little bit. Just, okay, how's that, Jeff?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. So you saw the movie about my father. That's the Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro movie. Kim Cattrall's in it too. What did you think?
Look, I love Maniscalco. He's a great film comedian, funny as hell. The movie was bad.
See, Jeff doesn't. He doesn't mess around. Gives it the way it is.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know why De Niro thought it would be a good idea to take this on, but it was just bad.
I too love Sebastian Maniscalco, but this is it's a stand-up. He's doing a stand-up act basically. That's his stand-up. He always talks about his father and his upbringing and his life. So he tried to put it in a 90-minute whatever. It's
yeah.
Just
the opening 10 minutes is just like this voiceover monologue, and it's just so God awful boring. You want to cut your throat with a spoon. Like,
Wow.
bro.
Jeff, I like Jeff's movie reviews. In case you didn't hear that, Jeff said he doesn't give a Rotten Tomato score. He uses different instruments to cut his throat with. So Jeff gives this movie a cut your throat with a spoon.
The guy is so freaking funny in his stand-up routine. This is the best he can come up with.
Well, because we've talked about this. Stand-up comedians think it's very easy because of the way the Robin Williams and the Jim Carreys parlay their self into a movie career. It's not easy, and you don't want to be a stand-up in a movie. It's not just filming you in a movie with some lines and doing your stand-up shtick. And again, this was, basically what the movie was supposed to be, right? Is basically his life and his dad, and so it's not like he had to create a character. But
he basically took Meet the Parents and made it into his own thing.
Okay, yeah. So with like a Meet the Parents.
If you've seen Meet the Parents,
of course,
you know a lot about myself.
Right. So that's what they said in a lot of the reviews. It was very Meet the Parents. Of course, another movie with De Niro and Ben Stiller. Now Ben Stiller makes that movie funny. He's Ben Stiller. So, and he's a movie actor. He's not a stand-up comic. But, I even didn't like Sebastian Maniscalco's last stand-up comedy bit. He did the Vegas show. And I think when you get big, sometimes you get lazy. And I think that happens a lot. And he just mailed that last one in. It wasn't his normal good, funny stuff. Yeah. And, he was, and he did a couple of spots in some other movies. He discussed how he met De Niro when he was a waiter in Hollywood, in L.A. He was,
they known each other for a while.
Well, he met him, he was doing little stand-up at a hotel, you get 10 minutes, so he was being a waiter while he was, doing those little stand-up bits, and De Niro came to his table, and he was serving Robert De Niro back in 2002. So he goes, now you fast forward 20 years, and I'm doing, Now I know why De Niro. You asked, why would Robert De Niro do this movie?
He needs money for his 17th kid.
That's correct. He's got a baby on the way. You got to get back to work. Him and Pacino, they got babies on the way. You're gonna see Pacino in a movie. Hoo-yah! Scent of a Woman 2, Godfather 9. Just when I thought I was out, they bring me back in.
Why do these guys need more kids at their age?
Here's one thing I've learned in life, Jeff. You can never have enough screaming kids. You can never have enough screaming kids that you have to put through college. Or bail out of jail. It's just never ending. But hey,
it's so stupid.
You know what? They're bored and they have a lot of money. Good for them. And they have, I always ask, what's the proper age difference? Is it okay to date someone 5 years, 3 years? These guys are dating girls 60 years younger than them.
Yes.
But I ask, my question is for the average person, not for like a De Niro or Pacino. These guys are, they're De Niro and Pacino. They could have anybody. I guess. I guess. Anyway. I wanted to feature, I always feature a female rocker. I'm on the female rocker thing, and I talked about Alanis Morissette, Linda Perry, Joan Jett, all those rockers. Blondie. This week I was focusing on Amy Lee from Evanescence. Why can't I say it? Evanescence. Thank you. Do you know who she is, and did you like that band?
I do know Amy Lee. I do know Evanescence. I like their first couple of albums.
Yes.
The third one, not so much.
Yes, I agree. I think they hit it out of the right out of the gate. They were really good. Had a good sound. She's got a great voice.
Hold on.
Which one?
Have you ever heard them live?
I've not heard them live.
All right, look. Go watch them live on YouTube and then tell me if she has a great voice.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you think yeah.
On record,
Yeah.
on CD, I love her voice. She's an amazing singer
Right.
in the studio. When any live show I've seen her at, she sounds like she is just struggling and forcing, and she sounds horrible on stage. I'm sorry. She just does.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check, because a lot of, obviously it's just a lot of stuff that I'm listening to is like on my playlist or stuff that's, studio stuff. Because she has that kind of sound, that haunting, real sound to her. But yeah, I will check out some of the live and see, where, what's happening there. But it's interesting.
Maybe the music is too loud.
Sometimes the homogenation is poor and hard for when you're doing live concerts. That's why she should do what Milli Vanilli does and lip sync. I wish I could lip sync my whole life away. I wish I wasn't even here right now doing the show and there was a puppet here doing it. I got to contact Jeff Dunham and have him create a Steve K puppet. Oh, sure. I'd much prefer to be in the studio making fun of Steve, but I'll have to wait yet another week for that. So Jeff, let's see how good a speller you are.
Oh my God.
Dev Shaw, 14-year-old Dev Shaw from Florida, won the spelling bee, the National Script Spelling Bee. He won with the word Samophile. Samophile. Would you like to give that an attempt? Samophile.
Samophile?
Yes, Samophile. Samophile. Samophile.
Samophile?
Not bad. There's a silent P. Samophile. So you would have lost, but not bad.
I missed, what, an M?
You forgot the silent P, and I think you left an M out.
No, I put the P in there. I put Phile.
Right, you had the P. No, the first P. There's a first P to start the word.
Oh, there's two P's in there?
There's two P's in a pod. You should always have two P's in a pod.
Yeah, okay.
But you were close, but you know what? Unfortunately, close doesn't. Close gets you nothing in life. Close gets you nothing in life. If I've learned one thing, close gets you nothing. I've been close many times to stardom, and yet here I am doing the Steve Squared Show at 7:13. It's 72 degrees on a Monday evening. Of this Monday, June 5th, just another manic Monday, another great rocker. You love her from the Bangles. Susanna Hoff. You're a big Susanna Hoff fan, right?
I love that woman.
She's great. She's still amazing.
She is.
Great singer.
She can still sing.
Oh, sure.
She sounds amazing. She looks amazing. I'm like, oh my God, I love her.
She's like in a time machine. She always looks the same.
Yeah.
And she's great. She should come out with something new or, work on something.
I think she is.
Yeah? Oh, that would be great. I like her stuff.
I know she does a lot of stuff.
Yeah. She's really good. So just one more little interesting note on Amy Lee from Evanescence. She formed that band when she was 13 years old.
Yes.
In Little Rock, Arkansas. She puts this band together, and are they still together? I know they've been together as of 2020-ish, 2021.
They've been through so many lineup changes.
Oh, is that right?
Infighting in that band.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So they've had changes and things. So I don't know. She's still there and performs on her own, but that's always all bands. Name me one band that is still intact. I guess the Stones, right?
Rolling Stones.
And you've got a couple of bands. Some of your favorites, like Iron Maiden, Metallica, Judas Priest?
Metallica, not so much. They've had three bases.
Okay.
Aerosmith, I think, is still all together.
Aerosmith is probably did that whole journey together?
Who the hell else?
I'm trying to think, right? The Beatles? The Beatles?
Well, yeah, if you want to pick up George and John.
All right, the monkeys.
Maybe not so much.
Okay, but they never replaced anybody.
I never replaced anybody.
Right, they never replaced anybody.
So like, no, I can't say Iron Maidens. They've been through some changes.
Okay.
I mean, besides Aerosmith and
The Stones.
and
Yeah.
I'd like to say Fleetwood Mac. But can't even say that because Lindsey Buckingham's an asshole.
Right. What about Kiss?
Well, you can't say Kiss.
I think Kiss has had the most changes. I think there's been 400 Ace Frehleys. That's what makes Kiss unique. Nobody's ever the same in any concert. If you have makeup, you could be in Kiss. If you do your own makeup, you could be in Kiss.
It's hard to say who's still together, who have all the original band members, like Stones,
Right.
Aerosmith. I mean,
It's tough because
the Who.
The Who? Okay.
I don't think the Who ever changed anybody.
Well, the Jonas Brothers.
Oh,
They still have the three of them.
oh yeah.
What about that the Asian group K-pop?
Oh my God.
They're still tightened together. Although one of them just got sent off to war. he just got drafted, so that might not work well for them. They're gonna be crooning in the middle of some kind of nuclear testing site. That's not gonna work well. You never want to form a band in Korea because you know your longevity is limited right there.
Yeah, you might have an issue.
You're gonna have an issue. I'm telling you, you're not gonna go far. But they've done pretty well for themselves. I have to say.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, right? We should form a band. I'm thinking, Jeff, maybe you play the guitar, right?
Yes.
You play the guitar. My brother plays guitar, bass. I play the drums. I know Steve plays the kazoo. We'll get ourselves a good band together. I'll start writing songs tonight.
No, we gotta get Steve in there, sure.
Oh, of course, I get Steve in there. You got to get Steve in there. Actually, Steve was in chorus, I think. Steve always tells me that he was in choir or chorus or something like that.
Oh, good. Then he can sing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the thing right there. So wait, hold on a second. Oh my gosh, before I let anybody go here. My mom will like this. Shrimpies has been voted one of the top burrito bars on Long Island, and they are opening another one, Shrimpies. This is a place in Massapequa. They're pretty good. They do a good business. They have like tacos, burritos, things like that. And my mom loves them, and they're opening up another spot. They're going to open up a spot in East Islip. Oh, and speaking of East Islip, nobody does transition better than me. Let me tell you this story. You're going to love this story, Jeff. Give me a second to find it. This is going to be hard. I got to find this story. Oh my God! Hold on a second. I got Steve calling in.
Oh, cool.
Hold on. Let me see if I could do this. Wait, I'm going to hold you and accept. Who do I got on? Steve?
First time, long time.
Hey, hold on a second. I got Jeff on the other line. I got two callers on hold. Hold on a minute.
Oh my God.
Let me merge you in. Let me see if that works. Okay. Steve? Oh, sorry, Steve? Wait. Hold on. I got to reconnect you guys. All right, now you're both on speaker. Steve, you give me a check.
Check 1, check 2. Testing 1, 2.
Give me the good check. Give me the... There it is.
Siblings.
And Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, boy. We got Steve and Jeff on the line. So this is fantastic. Hey, Steve, how did it go today? You had something today, right?
I had a doctor's appointment.
How did it go?
So far, so good.
Are you in the middle of it right now?
No, I'm done.
Oh.
I'm done, but I gotta go back. I just gotta go back in a month. That's all.
Oh. Hey, Steve, spell Samafiel. Samafiel.
What?
That was the winning word of the script spelling bee. Give me
Samafield?
Samofield.
I have no idea.
That's what I would have said. That's what I would have said.
Samos. I don't know. I'm Googling it now.
I might. It starts with a PS, and then it ends with a P.
PS?
Yeah, it's PS. Silent P.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know. I always say silent letters have. Why are they silent? What's the point? If you don't, there's no point in life if you're going to be silent, whether it's letters or people. You should always speak out. Speak out your mind.
The stupid game. Put Sports Center back on.
Well, they're the ones that ESPN does the script spelling bee. So this is pretty interesting. Tell me if you guys want to do this. This will be next week. Actually, June 10th. We're both going. We're all going. I'm driving. This will be in Bayshore at the Oakwood Cemetery. What they're doing is they're having Living History Day in 1887. So they're reenacting this ice-slip incident. It was in 1887, and a 22-year-old announced his engagement to his beloved, his betrothed. But the news led to tragedy. It seems in October, when he told his mother, and I don't know why he told her by the cemetery, his mother balked and said, "No, I will not have you marry that scandalous woman wearing the letter A." So, like any good son, he bludgeoned his mother.
The witch.
And not only that, but he was then sentenced to death back then. Back then, they didn't play around in Bayshore.
It's the same.
Bayshore was a hardcore area back in the day in 1887.
I see you got the old Newsday Fun book out.
No, there's nothing fun about this, Steve. So it says they're going to reenact the murder and trial of this guy, Hawkins. It's on June 10th. They're going to do it at the cemetery. They're going to reenact the murder and then the trial. And when you go, the first 12 people that arrive are going to get to be jurors. So if we can get there early, I'll pick you guys up. We'll get there early. This will be
the 13th can be Johnny Cochran.
Right. Or Jackie Childs. Jackie
Childs.
So this, if the glove don't fit, you got to quit. So this is going to be at the Oakwood Cemetery for all of you watching. I think this is a fun way to spend the weekend. What do you think, Jeff? You would be into this. You're a dark guy.
I think I gotta wash my socks that day.
Oh, Jeff, come on. I can't get these guys to do anything fun. They're going to reenact the murder of this guy's mother. They don't have a lot of volunteers to play the mother.
I think it's scary that you actually have an interest in going, Steve.
I'm actually fascinated. I want to see how they're going to reenact this and how many children are going to be scarred for the rest of their life.
Nobody. Whose idea is this?
It's the town.
Who was the genius in marketing that came up with that?
It's the town. Oh, here's another problem, and my mama liked this story. It says they're in the honey. And what's happening is there's an enormous amount of beekeepers that are on Long Island, and their bees are getting loose into other people's yards.
Oh, boy.
What do you think?
Wow.
Well, it's a problem, right?
I think so.
Coming as someone firsthand dealing with bees, we deal with carpenter bees. The bees, you don't want to have a problem with the bees.
No, definitely not.
Hey, Jeff, Steve is good on this question. Steve, me and Jeff were just wondering, because we were talking about Amy Lee, Evanescence. What bands do you know off the top of your head that are still together? Never had a member change, nothing. Like, for example, the Stones or Aerosmith.
Well, so they've had changes.
The Stones?
Yeah.
Who changed in them?
People died. Brian Jones died.
Oh. There you go.
I mean, people left the band.
Oh, okay. So do you know anybody that's still intact? Like, say, after all these years?
Oh, I don't know. That's That's not an easy question. I don't think that, you know.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought the Stones and Aerosmith had. Aerosmith too?
Yeah, Aerosmith. Yeah. Who changed an Aerosmith? I think people might have left. What's his name? Was it Joey Kramer? Was that it? He's left the band.
You want to know how slow? I'll tell you how slow Newsday is for news. They put on the front page that Billy Joel will be making his last concert at MSG in 2024.
Well, they had it on the other day.
I know, but that's not even. It's not like it's next month, for God's
He's a
sake.
Newsday hater.
I'm not a.
He's a Newsday hater.
I'm not a Newsday hater. I use it for sources, sources and methods.
Book, you like the fun book, and you like the
exactly
the old issues.
I like the. I do.
Issues.
I like vintage issues.
Besides that, you mock poor Deering.
I am a mocker. I am a mockery. Hey, Steve, did you see that? Well, wait. This was what I wanted to ask you guys. Speaking of sources and methods, there's a good movie out. It's on HBO. I don't know if either of you saw the movie Reality.
No.
Really good. It's about the woman reality winner who was like a whistleblower. And I recommend it highly. She was a whistleblower back in 2016, 17, around the election time. And she had put, she worked for the NSA, and there was some documents that came across her desk that there was, interference of election, and she mailed it in a mailbox to a media source. And then so really the whole movie is two FBI agents and her in a room, like in her house, like she lived without furniture or something, so they're just all three standing there, and they took the actual recordings, the script, and that's where they made the script. They word for word from the actual recordings, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think you'll find it interesting.
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney. You know the actress Sydney Sweeney? She was in, I think she was in White Lotus.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, she's very good. She was very good in this, and it was interesting. It was kind of, I like those, kind of biographical-ish, true story type of things. So,
That I did, yeah.
do you want to? So you're going to go to this? Steve, are you a Billy Joel fan? Do you like Billy Joel?
I like Billy.
You like Billy Joel? Have you ever seen him live?
Yes, I have.
Okay. You know what James Dolan said?
What did Jimmy Dolan say?
He said, "I didn't think this would be as big as it was. He's one of our biggest draws, and I'm sorry to see him go."
Because nobody's going to your freaking basketball games.
How dare you? How dare you?
Moron. Yeah.
The hate for James Dolan is
Get him. Oh, God. Please.
Oh, here's a new show.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. I was going to tell you, if you guys are looking for a new show, Stars. Did you hear about this? Stars on Mars.
Stars on Mars?
Yeah, it's hosted by our favorite William Shatner, and it's like a reality show where they put celebrities on a quasi-Mars planet where they have to survive or something.
There's no air in Mars.
I mean, they're not actually going to Mars. They're not going to shoot this on Mars. They're shooting it in the studio, the same studio that blew out William Shatner's hearing. And listen to this lineup. Now, this is a star-studded lineup that's going to be in this show. You got Natasha Leggero, Ariel Winter, Ronda Rousey, and Lance Armstrong.
Ronda Rousey?
And Lance Armstrong.
Wow. Whatever became of these guys?
And Tanash? This is some show. So Dumbbells, I can't get green lit, but this is a go. This is good to go. This is on.
Maybe if we get Ronda Rousey on Dumbbells, maybe it'd be worth something.
That is true. That's the kind of people I need to get. I'm casting wrong for my show.
He needs a stunt cast.
I gotta load it. I gotta star cast it. I gotta load with some of these people. Oh, Steve, I got a qualm to pick with you. I'm glad you called, and it's 7:30. I'll make this quick.
Oh, God.
You called.
This has been my mistake. Okay, let me on it.
All right, I got a little qualm to pick with you. So I'm sure you might have saw a little bit of the Dodger-Yankee series this weekend. Have you or no?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you might have been. Steve's a big LA guy, not a big Dodger fan, but you appreciate the history of the Dodgers.
Dodgers is technically my second team.
Yeah, I would figure. Steven likes that. He'd been to their stadium many times. What is that, Chavez Ravine?
It's located in Chavez Ravine, yes.
So you saw what happened to Aaron Judge.
Yes.
I think they got to make these fences and walls, and it's not just LA. I'm not going to just call out LA. These guys are crashing into walls. They have cement base, and then it goes into
the base, yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes into a chain link. I mean, they have a player that they probably don't want to get hurt either in right field. You know who I'm talking about, Betts.
Right.
So why, and what, like Wrigley, I know the history, but you're running into a brick wall. Like, what is going on?
But it's fortified, it's padded with ivy.
Yeah, you go run 20 miles an hour into an ivy-covered brick wall. And then come back to me and tell me how you feel.
Oh, that could be better.
You might get poison ivy. That's going to be the name. Oh, Steve, I forgot to tell you, we were thinking of starting a band.
Really?
And I know you've been in the choir. Right?
I know you play the drums.
I play the drums. Jeff plays the guitar.
Okay.
All we need is a sax and a keyboard player.
You are kazoo and singing.
Steve's doing kazoo and singing. I'm drums and tambourine man. I love the tambourine boy.
Wow. Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Now I just got to think of a name for the band. I was thinking Poison Ivy might be working, but I think there is a band, right, called Poison Ivy?
Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah, all right, I'll keep thinking. For the next show, I'll get it. Steve, we're definitely, no doubt, I was promised 100% he put his life on the line, Tony, that we'll be in the studio next Monday.
Well, we'll see about that.
I will call you on Sunday and tell you it won't happen.
Change your plans.
Change your plans. Tony is, so I had to give Tony a hard time. He was laughing. I said, Tony, you're going to have to send me the directions to the studio. I'll look it up.
Have to come over to the house next week.
I'll tell Tony. We'll all get together. We'll do it from the library. Oh, and now you can't even do the library anymore. That's been cut off. They're now having, I think it's a combination. They have the Harmonica Club on Monday nights and Coke Rehab Center. It's a combination harmonica and cocaine rehab.
I saw the library represented at the Massapequa Street Festival yesterday.
Did you go? How was that?
I walked in very quickly. There was nothing to see, and it was cold, and they were selling the Donald Trump stuff up front, so I got disgusted and went home.
They were selling Donald Trump stuff?
Yeah, there's a booth, and then they just said, you know what, nah. I was going to go back up and get a Zeppeli, but I said, you know what, it's not worth it. You go home.
I'm glad you made that decision. There is nothing, those Zeppelis.
Zeppelis could never hurt, but you know what, I always thought the Zeppeli could never hurt you, Steve, right? Right, Steve, tell me. It's not going to be that bad. It's not that bad for me.
It's fried, covered, sugary dough. It couldn't be any worse for you.
I want to be coddled with confectioner's sugar and fried dough.
Now, speaking of
wrapped in a cheesecloth.
Speaking of fried dough, that's exactly what I'm making from this show. I got to talk to Tony. I'm making fried dough. I'm not making dinero, moolah, caballero. I'm working on my Spanish. So anyway, so we'll probably be in the studio next Monday, and I'm thinking another day is when we'll start rehearsals for our band. Maybe like Wednesday night, we'll get together and jam.
Who's writing the music?
I am. I know how to write. I can write some songs.
No, really?
Or do you want to do? Would you want to be a cover band or do originals?
That's a tough question.
And I'll leave you with this tough question: Who would what would you? I know Steve would probably like to cover a lot of Monkey stuff.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not dying, so I'm like, oh, what is it for me?
No, you guys like a lot of. I think we'd have friction though because Steve likes Monkeys, Beatles. He likes a lot of stuff. Billy Joel. Steve likes your contemporary pop and stuff. Jeff is very Jeff. You like your Iron Maiden, Metallica, Judas Priest, right?
I mean, I like pretty much everything, but those are the bands I go to.
You see how both of them get scared when I put them on the spot? They go right to everything. Say what you like. I'll say who I like. I'd be covering mostly Dolly Parton and Linda Gale.
That's what I like. I like pretty much everything, but those are the bands I usually go to.
I would do a lot of, Kenny and Dolly. The first song I do is The Gambler. The first song
I know your favorite song.
The Gambler. Steve knows my favorites. The Gambler, When a Man Loves a Woman. Lady. So we'd have a nice mix. I think we'd have a great mix. Jeff would be setting the half of the stage on fire. I would be playing, a soft contemporary love song from maybe 1989.
Fair enough.
And Steve would be one of those 4-guy groups.
Yeah, why not?
Any band. All right. Now I'm going to have to really shut it down because they're probably getting mad at the studio. Who knows? Nobody's probably there anyway. Or actually, Mike is running the server tonight. Yes, I am. I know. I don't even know if there's another show that jumps on. I think they have. What's the show that's usually after us, Steve?
Either the Warts, or maybe it's. I know Tom's still doing his music show. I'm not too sure.
What's that? Yeah, what's that show called? That when those guys come with their guitars or something?
Yes, I said. I don't know. It's Tommy. Tom DiNapoli.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good show. Anyway. Want to thank you boys for calling in. That was that awesome. I love that when you guys called out. I want to thank Jeff and of course the one and only Steve. And thank you boys. And I'll sign off. I'll let both of you go. I'm going to let both of you go now so you can have dinner. And I have to get out of here and run to get my dinner. But I will talk to both of you.
Where will you be?
Oh, I'm going right. I'll be signing autographs post show at Whole Foods. Or maybe North Shore Farms. I might do North Shore Farms tonight. Thinking it never can't. Or Steve, I'll get you some fried dough over there. I promise. You want a real Zeppeli? You get my mom's regatta puffs. Those are good. I used to have those as a kid.
Oh, it's not the same though. It's not good. It's
I'm
not good.
I'm not. Now it's the carrots and peas. But that's a good name for a band. Maybe we can call ourselves Carrots and Peas. Peas and Carrots.
There you go.
That's
great.
There it is. I'm going to end the show right there.
If you're Jack LaLanne, he'll buy your record if he was alive.
If he was alive, unfortunately, he's well demised. Now he would be a good age to have a kid, like De Niro and Pacino. I'd like to see Jack LaLanne try to have a kid now. That'll be a feat. But anyway, all right, boys, I'll let you go. Thanks again for calling in. I'll talk to you boys soon.
We'll see you soon.
Later, guys. And yes, I will close up shop now. We went a little bit overboard, but hey, we were having a good time, talking, laughing, and that's what we bring to you at the Steve Squared Show. Once again, check out my Instagram, Stephen R. Kaminsky with a K and a Y. I'll tell you why, because I know how to spell my last name. If I don't know how to spell anything else, I know how to spell my name. So let me wrap this up. This is going to be great for myself, for Kermit, for Steve, for Jeff, and for everybody else behind the scenes, which is nobody. I want to thank you for spending some time on watching the Steve Squared Show. We will hopefully be in the studio next Monday, 6:30, on your favorite Govs radio station. Thanks again. Have a great week. And pay those lifeguards. Let's go.